each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
Now is the moment of truth.
The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And
I miss you too,
and I'm
Ernie.
really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Yeah, me too. In this game, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets going up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting New York Knicks. At point guard, Frank into the lead. At center, Boroughs. At the other guard position, Tim Hardaway Jr. At small forward, Carmelo Anthony. At the other forward position, Kristaps Porzingis. The head coach of the team is Jeff Hornacek.
Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. We'll see the New York Knicks taking on the Brooklyn Nets. For the two teams tonight, Brent, it's been a rough ride as of late. Everything seems to be working against you. What do you do to try to right the ship, get back on track?
There are sometimes during the seasons, Kevin, where you need to be reminded of what training camp was supposed to represent for your team. So you get 30 games in and 40 games in. Maybe you lose track of what the mantra was for camp and how you wanted to set that foundation. That could be a thing tonight for this team. Remember what training camp was for you. Bring that message to the floor.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Melo and Porzingis are the duo at forward. Hardaway is out there with Ntilikina, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5 down low.
Yeah, multi-dimensional scorer. Hard to match up with Russell in that kind of space.
And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment. Here's Ntilikina. Lets a floater go. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Now let's find out what head coach Jeff Hornacek had to say to David Aldridge. DA.
Kevin, he said he doesn't want his guys to just take what the defense gives them. He told me, tonight we may need to push the action to score. I told the team to be aggressive and force defenders to make great plays or foul you. No sitting back in this one. Sounds like this could be a fun one tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Nice job, David. Thanks. So, guys, they're focusing on the offensive end here early.
And that means we could be in for a good one. If they really do execute like Coach wants them to, this could be a high-scoring affair.
Concentrating on offense doesn't mean fast break or open court action. Sometimes it's just about running plays and getting the best possible shot with each possession.
Down low, Mozgov with the steal.
You could stay active on defense. Good things usually happen.
Oh, that athlete. Yeah. And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Well, it took a while for them to earn their first 2 points, but in the NBA, things can happen quickly.
It's stolen by Carroll. And again, Brooklyn running the court in transition. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Anthony against Carroll. Outside Anthony. It's stolen by Carroll. And here we go. Here's Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
Now here's Porzingis. Knocked loose. Fast break. Here we go. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Here's Ntilikina. Outside, Porzingis. It's good from long range. Porzingis has got 5 points so far.
Well, Porzingis has that range, a luxury to have a guy that size who can stroke it. Pretty clear that for the New York Knicks, the next best big thing in the city is Kristaps Porzingis. This franchise knows that he's the future and also the present, so he'll be the star that they build around in years to come.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. In other sports, the drafts have so many rounds, the scouts have a lot of work to do, but with only 2 rounds in the NBA draft, Brent, can the GM really just cover most of it?
I think the GMs, at least the smartest GMs, Kevin, have a great team behind them that gets out there, gathers as much information as possible, and does as much in terms of not only the play, but the player, the dynamics of the player, his characteristics, what he's about. To bring all that information to a general manager and present it to him before the draft, teams do a great job of targeting guys that they think are going to enhance their roster.
And now the international realm comes into play too.
Well, if I signed you up for my Mediterranean scouting service, Kevin, would you do it?
Yeah, I do it for free.
I'll see you over there.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Hardaway, how he performed last season. He was around 14 points a game last year. 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
I think you look across the board right now, and he's just doing a much better job. The numbers bear that out.
Now here's Anthony. Tries again. That's tipped. Anthony against Carroll. He gets it in there. Carroll's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Knicks trail by 12. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Anthony drawing the double team. Here's Ntilikina. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Ntilikina's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. It's Carroll on the wing. Pass to Crabbe. Over Hardaway. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Knicks have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Outside, Porzingis. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Well, that's a patented move, I think, for Porzingis. Excellent with the catch and shoot.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Knicks trail by 10. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Ntilikina. Outside Anthony. Here's Hardaway. And again, it's New York.
The defense certainly wasn't bad, but they've got to be a little bit quicker on contesting the shot.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Here's Anthony after the basket by Timothy Mozgov. Hardaway with it. He's picked up by Russell. Pass to Ntilikina. They set the pick, expanding his range. Doesn't go that time. The Nets go the other way with it. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their prime. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And 2 teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Mozgov. Harris comes in for Damari Carroll. LeVert's checked in for Crabbe. And it's Jeremy Lin in for D'Angelo Russell. And then for New York, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Lee comes in for Anthony. And it's Baker in for Hardaway.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
Here's Baker. Here's Ntilikina. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Ntilikina's got it back down to single digits for the Knicks. Here's LeVert. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Kuzminskis, he's checked in for New York. Here's Ntilikina, defended by Lin. Out to the wing. Here's Baker. And again, it's New York.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is skilled at being a ball mover. He's got a pass-first mentality, and that's winning basketball.
And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Knicks.
And what a luxury to have the mid-range game looking so strong. They are feasting on that mid-range look, and they've been knocking them down here at a really nice clip.
So it's the Knicks now, following the bucket by the Nets. Passes to Kuzminskis. And a miss there on the triple. Nets leading by 11. Inside, LeVert. There's Hollis Jefferson, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Hollis Jefferson's got his second bucket. The pass to Kuzminskis. Good on the triple.
Ntilikina is a guy who's known for passing, has great instincts, and really is good in terms of his ability to just move the ball.
Wasted no time on that one. LeVert's got his third bucket of the night.
And just keeping his teammates involved. This is the kind of leadership you like to see.
Well, you could trademark this brand of basketball, running through the progressions and working around for decent looks.
And the shot is good.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And the basket by Harris.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Here's Ntilikina, defended by Lynn. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the game. And that one falls for Ntilikina.
And the potential that Ntilikina has is really cause to be exciting. A lengthy point guard who can run the offense well, and if he bulks up, look out for this guy.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. It's stolen. Hollis Jefferson passes to Booker. Here's LeVert. Flushes it down to finish the break.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And so it's Brooklyn, sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. Their transition game has been in full effect. We come back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Yeah, so that disruption is helping out because it's leading to some easy chances on the other end.
Now Lee, he's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So for Brooklyn now, Hollis Jefferson is out there with LeVert. Then there's Trevor Booker. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Kilpatrick in at the two spot. The new year getting ramped up, always a roller coaster ride, which is fun. Brent, have you ever been on a team that, say, started slowly, then really turned it on late, or the other way around?
Well, I've been on teams that started slowly and finished slower, Kevin, if that helps you out at all. That's no
that's
fun.
Not good.
Yeah, no fun whatsoever. A little bit of both throughout 14 years of playing experience in the NBA, Kevin, and it's just interesting. This is why coaches are so often talking about asking for players to be on the roster to give you consistent effort and to try to stay as even-keeled as possible, whether things are going well or your team is performing poorly. You know there's still a standard at which you want each of your guys to perform at and consistently give you that effort.
That's tipped. Shot clock at 5. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Knicks trail by 18. Baker kicks to O'Quinn. Pass to Baker. Over in the corner, Lee. Here's Baker, defended by Lynn. Here's Lee, and Lee with the stuff.
Lee being in attack mentality, that helps this offense.
Near the three-point line, it's Booker. Second chance shot, and the layup is good. Kilpatrick's got his second bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Pick by O'Quinn. Lee kicks to Baker. Kuzminskis the pass to Noah. They double him with Booker. Back to Kuzminskis. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it up and in.
Well, O'Quinn knows he's not going to be playing a ton of minutes in this game, so he's going to throw himself around in every position. Good job on the glass there.
And it's LeVert missing. Knicks trail by 16. Lee up top. In transition, here come the Nets.
And nicely done, running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And looking at the career of Courtney Lee, has hopped around from team to team a bunch of times and always a valued teammate, but just hadn't stayed on one team for very long.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
For the Knicks, Hernan Gomez is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Kuzminskis. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Lee. Knicks trail by 18. Anthony no one around. Booker pulls it in. And with Lee, you know exactly what you're going to get with this defense and shooting.
And Lee is always going to be a wanted commodity. His ability to defend and shoot aren't easy to find, and you just hope he's able to kind of settle into a long-term situation.
Over to the wing. They double him with Booker. Pass to Hernan Gomez. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Here's a little research I did, Kevin, on one Willie Hernan Gomez. He played for Real Madrid. And one of the better post prospects in the Spanish league. If you get a chance to watch his footwork down low, you could learn a few new dance moves.
Porzingis, he's checked in for Noah. And an interesting note to Hernan Gomez. He actually was a teammate of Porzingis back in Europe, played a part in why he wanted to come over to the States.
Well, I feel like it was a good time for him to finally make the jump, Kevin, across the pond and get over to the NBA. If Porzingis is vouching for him and your organization is relying on Porzingis, you'd want to bring in guys that he wants to play with. And Hernan Gomez and his skill set might match up quite well with what KP brings to the table.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Mozgov's shot is off.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
And he gets the bucket.
Now the defense swarming all over Carmelo, understanding that he's hungry to score, but didn't slow him down one bit.
Dinwiddie with the bucket. Knicks trail by 16. Here's Baker. He dishes it to Carmelo. Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there.
New York's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. With the break in the action, let's show you the teams with the most second-chance points last year. In third, the Knicks.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
The Knicks making a switch here. Ntilikina's checked in. And Mozgov comes to help. 6 on the shot clock. Hardaway with a wide open look. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got 3 assists in the game. Crab. And it comes off the front of the rim.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Mozgov's shot is off.
I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Porzingis hits in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Well, everything Porzingis touches turning to Zelts. That's Latvian for gold, Kevin.
Took him no time at all on that one. Crab's got 5 points now this quarter.
He got just enough separation to let that one fly. So comfortable from long range.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all 3 at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
There's a check-in for Grant.
And checking out some stats for D'Angelo Russell. Some last season stats for him. Averaged 15 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
Count that one. Anthony's got his second basket of the game.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Here's Russell. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And the Nets lead by 13.
And you got to give it to Russell. Hand in his face, stays calm, never flinches.
And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. So it's the Knicks now. Kicks it to Anthony. Over Harris. And again, it's Carmelo Anthony. Anthony's got 6 here in this quarter.
And Melo operating in the mid-range, he does such a great job of finding open areas out there where he knows he can dominate. Got to get out his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
Passes it to Porzingis. And goaltending is going to be the call, so they get the basket there anyway.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
1:27 left to play here in the half. Here's Russell. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Russell's got 10 points in the game.
And just a good feel for everything around him. The mid-range area, comfortable spot for Russell.
And stolen by Russell. Here we go, all alone. Here's Harris. And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Knicks trail by 13. The dish to Anthony.
Well, there are good fouls, and then there's those fouls. That's not a good one. Limits himself on defense, and he can't nearly be as physical for the rest of the period.
A different look for New York. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Kuzminskis comes in for Porzingis. And it's Lee in for Hardaway. And the basket by Harris.
There's your run out. Great individual play.
Yeah, beats the transition defense up the floor, and then the easy finish. Boy, those feel good.
Here's Anthony. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
And Anthony, really one of the most confident jump shooters, an elite-level scorer who gets plenty of opportunities. I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. They get a hand on it. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee. Here's LeVert. Goes back up. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And the Nets lead by 17. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We've got more in store for you right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining us here for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. A fantastic first quarter from Timofey Mozgov. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, right now, they're winning the battle above the rim. I'm talking about all their offensive rebounding, just a ton of second chance opportunities. They just wanted it more. And obviously, those extra possessions were converted into points that helped them build this huge lead.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotations. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can happen. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
And through the first 2 quarters, they went to him repeatedly in the post, and boy, did he deliver.
Yeah, I like his patience down there. He's combined some good footwork with even better moves surrounding that. So we'll see if the defense can counter in the second half. Maybe some double teams.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. And Brent, there aren't a lot of places quite as special as playing here in New York and on this floor. What was it like for you the first time you played against the Knicks in New York?
Unbelievable. I love getting to the big city every year. Amazing to be inside the Garden. I have to tell you, Kevin, one of my favorite things was to walk to the New York Knicks opposing team locker room and see the poster of Frank Sinatra outside the locker room. He did it his way, and we ended up doing it ours.
On the court for the Knicks, Hardaway Jr. and Melo are the wings. Porzingis and Hernangomez are together down low. And it's Ntilikina in at the point. So it's the Knicks now. 17-point game. There's a screen. Just 5 on the clock. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got his 6th assist on the night.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
Porzingis with the block. Outside Hardaway. Anthony in the corner. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
They're playing with a huge bit of confidence and some fire here. They've recorded 3 in a row here, guys.
He gets it in there. Hollis Jefferson's got 8.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Anthony gets double teamed. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. The wide open look here for Porzingis, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. He's got 16.
Well, Porzingis can be dangerous from the mid-range, especially with the feet set. That's an efficient shot. That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
Knicks trail by 13. New York calls timeout.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet.
Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Brooklyn. Here's Hernan Gomez. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And he was 73% from the line a season ago, an average number in that regard.
The second-round pick who relies on instincts and a little bit of size, Hernan Gomez, actually a pretty good free throw shooter.
Knicks trail by 13. They double him with Russell. Here's Hardaway. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Hardaway has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
There's Crabbe with the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. And the Nets lead by 14.
And this is where Crabbe continues to gain consistency. Came into the league with a great shooting stroke that's now highly repeatable from long range.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. A different look for New York. Noah comes in for Hernan Gomez. And it's Baker in for Ntilikina. Here's Porzingis off the inbound pass. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
Don't think it'll ever go away with Porzingis on draft night getting booed by the home crowd. And now, nothing but love.
Got a piece of it. Here's Crabbe. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Crabbe's got 14. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks. But if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
And Noah's making an impact right now on both ends of the floor. Good defender and a great passer.
Crabbe, good. Crabbe's got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Baker kicks to Hardaway. Knocks down the 3 ball. He's got 15.
And his teammates have to step up just a little bit more. He's been lights out. Needs a bit more support.
Good on the shot.
And this is why you like size in the backcourt. Russell taking the hit, yet still able to finish.
Outside Hardaway. Takes a 3. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He has a scorching 86%.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
Knicks trail by 14. To the inside. And stolen by Booker. And here we go. Brooklyn, fast break. Basket counts.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
They've also taken care of some of the details in this game, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Noah. Rebounded by the Nets. They led the game at 1 point by 20. The 15-footer, Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 12 points in the game.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Hollis Jefferson's got 8 here in the quarter.
Buckets coming in bunches right now. He is just being big time.
Baker kicks to Hardaway. And here's Porzingis for a 3. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. Brett, when you were playing in Seattle, those were the best assist years, statistically, of your career. What led you to become such a catalyst for that offense?
Well, it was interesting just as I finally got an opportunity to start to play with the basketball as a 2-guard a little bit more in Seattle, trying to play a little bit more up-tempo. And again, I'll mention opportunities because of Gary Payton getting double-teamed. It opened up situations for me, Kevin, where I could be a bit more creative as the off guard.
And you love that, didn't you?
I love playing that way. I wish I had more years of doing that, kind of the run-and-gun style that Phoenix employed for most of the mid-2000s with that 7 seconds or less. I could have been agreeable with that.
Some changes for Brooklyn. LeVert's checked in for DeMarre Carroll. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Crabb. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Russell. And then for New York, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. Kuzminskis comes in for Porzingis. And it's Lee in for Carmelo Anthony. Back to Hardaway. Now the pass to Baker. New York moving it around. Tipped away. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Here's Dinwiddie. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
And New York making a change here. Ntilikina's checked in. The Knicks have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Lin's shot is off.
Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Here's Ntilikina. He's got 13. Hardaway kicks to Kuzminskis. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Take a look at the Knicks over the last few seasons, Kevin, and they just haven't gotten anything going. Last year, they thought they were in a good spot with the additions of Rose and Noah, but the team just couldn't string anything together, had a myriad of problems, both on and off the floor.
And O'Quinn kicks to Hardaway. Pass to Ntilikina. He tries for 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. Hardaway has got his 5th assist in this one. Lin the pass to LeVert. Lets it go from deep. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further. This is where you want the shots to come from, deep inside the paint and high percentage opportunities.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Over Hardaway. Again, the Nets for 2.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
Kuzminskis kicks to Hardaway. Pass to Ntilikina. Trying his luck deep. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
from deep three-point range. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be back with you shortly. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Brooklyn leading by 18. Down low, it's Booker and Mozgov. Jeremy Lin is out there with Whitehead, and it's LeVert in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Pick by O'Quinn. So, Brent, less than 0.1% of NBA fans bother to vote for the All-Star game. You think the league should devise a different way to choose the players for that big midseason event?
I'd really like, again, this is an area, Kevin, that the league has done a great job of being a bit progressive with the way they've changed the All-Star balloting. 50% of the vote now going to the fans, 25% to the players, and 25% to the media. It's a way to make sure that guys who are having tremendous seasons are recognized both by their peers and their media rather than the fans getting ahead of some marketing scheme. So this has been addressed.
Perfect. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Some nice passing by New York here. Pick by O'Quinn. Shot clock at 6. There's the triple. No good on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Got that bucket in no time at all. And the Nets lead by 20.
And Lin is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Here's Ntilikina. Knocks down the 3-ball. Ntilikina's got 24.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Lin with it. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
And that's turnover number 2 on the game, doing a nice job in terms of ball control.
The Nets making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Porzingis is coming in for Kyle O'Quinn. And Anthony subbed in for Kuzminskis. And here's Porzingis for a 3. Connects from 3-point range. 24 points for him.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Brooklyn leading by 14. Lin the pass to Whitehead over Lee. And it's Brooklyn scoring again. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Outside, Porzingis. Anthony kicks to Porzingis. The 10-footer. Mozgov grabs the board. Brooklyn's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Here's Carroll. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And really, the first 3 or 4 seasons of his career, DeMarre Carroll was kind of a fringe rotation player. I think once his three-point shooting took form in Atlanta, that's when his value as a player skyrocketed. The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
The Nets have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Knicks trail by 14. Right side, Porzingis. It's tipped, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov. And for DeMarre Carroll, able to hit the 3, but it all starts for him, Greg, at the defensive end.
Yeah, he can be an intimidator on that side of the ball, and with his lockdown mentality defensively, he only needs to provide complementary scoring to be a key contributor.
Can't allow that much separation, even as the pass is coming his way. Try and crowd Carmelo as best you can. Not a shot the coaches are going to draw up often for him, and he makes it with the defense closing in.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Hernan Gomez, no good.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And that one drops. Carroll's got 6 points in the quarter.
And that's his role. Well, that's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot.
Down low, here's Hernan Gomez, banked in off the glass.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Deep two from Russell. It's rebounded by New York. Porzingis has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Anthony dishes to Lee. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Inside, Ntilikina. And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
And he is starting to warm up. Ntilikina has a ton of tools in his arsenal. He can score from just about anywhere on the floor.
Well, next time he should do a better job, I think, of getting balanced and set up his feet. That just throws your body way out of whack and hurts your percentages.
Here's Anthony. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Well, he hunts them down, but it will take Melo just a few shots to catch fire, and the defense better be aware of it.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
No doubt without these contributions, they'd be in a much deeper hole in this one, no question.
New York calls timeout. Brent, when you think back to some of your favorite teammates in your 14-year career, what characteristics do those guys tend to have?
I think about 2 things, Kevin. The first is competitive drive. You always are drawn to guys who on a daily basis just want not only their team to be their best, but they want to be their best. That's an attractive quality. And secondly, probably the idea about where basketball sits in terms of the priority in your life. I always appreciated guys who could go do their work, separate from their work, and enjoy the time in the moment that they had with teammates, with family, with friends. That kind of balance, to me, is an attractive quality.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play, and this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for New York. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, here's the summary of what Jeff Hornacek went over with his guys during the break. He told them flat out, we are turning the ball over too much, guys. We can't keep making the hero ball play. Slow it down, run the offense, and make the safe pass. Back to you, Kevin.
Poked away, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Here's Ntilikina. Rebound, Brooklyn. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Here's Mozgov. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And some physical D there, but Mozgov, the veteran, doesn't let it affect his focus.
That's good from Mozgov.
Clearly, the strength of the Knicks this year is their front court players. Porzingis and Melo lead the way for the team in scoring, and this is one of the better forward pairings, certainly in the Eastern Conference. And that's how you set up your teammates, done with a little bit of flair.
Here's Russell. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And just loving the attack mode here for Russell. Off the drive there, he draws the foul.
And the first one at the line is good.
And a big move for D'Angelo Russell this past offseason. Traded from the Lakers to Brooklyn. Now one of the major building blocks of this team that has embraced him wholeheartedly.
And with the draft spot the Lakers had and the spotted history with D'Angelo Russell. You know, Greg, it wasn't a huge shock to see him move.
You know, it just seemed to me that Russell wasn't the right fit for what LA wanted to do. Still a very young and talented player who has a chance to kind of reinvent himself here in New York. He's shown a bit more maturity since that trade and since joining this team.
And the pass to Hernan Gomez to the paint. Count that one, and the Nets' lead has been cut down to 12 points on that basket from Ntilikina.
And you can see he's been working on that post game. Ntilikina showing some skill set down on that low block, using that length to his advantage.
Porzingis with a screen on Russell. Pass to Porzingis. Anthony against Carroll. Outside, Porzingis. Clock at 6. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
A little shiftiness there in Porzingis' game as he welcomed the contact and then converted on top of it.
We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Carroll. That's a miss. It's miss number 2 in shots from the floor. Knicks trail by 11. And stolen by Cram.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Nets.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for D'Angelo Russell.
Just really loved his activity level here tonight. Constantly mixed it up, and he threw himself into a lot of plays.
And guys, he saw his chance to earn a little camera time there and took it.
Rocking the rim with some major force.
And typically, he is not the major force in that regard, but good enough to punish a soft defense on that play.
Outside, Porzingis expanding his range. Ntilikina can't hit. Brooklyn with the ball. 10-point lead. Pulls up on the wing. Mozgov. It's good on the putback.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, tick-tock and not much time on the clock left. Double-digit lead and coming up roses.
Here's Crabbe. He connects.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Jeremy Lin. Impressive team win tonight. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was a great effort, 1 through 15. Everybody just coming out with high energy and playing team basketball.
The ball got going and led to a big win, Jeremy. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brent Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.